Hi, it's Don Sanders. I am a member of the ASI Advantages Magazine Advisory Board, and I want to share a brief webinar with you today entitled How to Sell Your First Order. Now, the topics that we're going to cover are how to create your brand, limiting product choices, how to control objections, no shelves for those samples, making price a non-issue, that products are not all the same, how to think out of the box, and focusing on hot markets. Now, the most important thing that you need to do to start off is to create branding for yourself. My brand, colorful shoes that are shown on the screen right now, differentiate my efforts from my competition and make me unique. I started wearing shoes like these 5 years ago at ASI shows, and so many people stopped and asked me where I got them that I discovered that I was onto something. So I started wearing them all the time, and you cannot believe how many orders that I have sold because of them. So, no matter what your interest must be, it is so important that you create a brand for yourself. I know the way that I brand my efforts is I show a lot of personality. I don't put on my cards that I'm the cheapest seller around. I want to share my personal experiences with my friends and my customers, and the pictures you're seeing on the screen right now are all ones that I've included in my emails to customers, even when they ask me for prices on products. I won't go into all of them, but the one at the top left is a picture of me when I went to Cuba last summer. People are fascinated by Cuba. I posted that on my Facebook page and in several of my emails, and I even sold 4 orders from people that were so interested they wanted me to tell them about my trip to Cuba. Now, I never use regular business cards. That's another way that I'm unique. You should not either. Everyone has a paper business card. If you want to be different, use a lens cleaning cloth like I do. Anytime anyone asks me for my card, I pull the cloth out of the pouch, which you're seeing there at the top right. I ask them for their glasses or for their cell phone. I clean the screen of the phone or their glasses, fold it back up, put it in the pouch, hand it to them, and I just say, hey, why don't we do a couple of hundred of these with your logo on it? I sold several orders this way because I get to the point. Another one of my cards is a Jogger Pad. Same picture of me with my shoes on the front. Pull those out, talk to people about what they do, write down what we've talked about on the first sheet of this pad when the flap is pulled down, and just ask them, why don't we do some of these with your logo? After all, I'm in the promotional products business. I'm not ashamed to tell anybody about it. Now, a big mistake that many distributors do or make when they start off is they offer too many choices. I'm showing you a Chinese menu restaurant on the screen right now. Never offer too many choices. If you do this, you'll never close anyone, and all you'll do is confuse them. So limit your product choices to 3. I'm showing you 3 kitchen products from a supplier on the screen. If a realtor, let's say, wanted to buy a move-in gift for one of their clients, you wouldn't show 100 different items. You'd pick 2 or 3, show those to the realtor, and see if that's the way they want to go. If they don't like these 3 products, get 3 more, but always limit your product choices and control objections. You'll fail right out of the box if you don't do this. Objections are caused by people having no confidence or little knowledge, or they're scared. With cutbacks today in the workforce, a lot of companies are limiting the amount of people in the marketing department. The persons that you're going to be calling on might be afraid, and they just give you objections because they really don't know what to say about anything to you. And the way to eliminate objections is to always ask 4 questions. I never proceed on an order until I know when the customer needs it, how much they want to spend, how many they need, and what the item is for. Never work on an order before you know these things, because if you do, all you'll do is cause objections. Now, when you get samples from a supplier, I own a sales training website. I put off offers to people that follow my website, asking them for samples for different suppliers that I help. Here's somebody who emailed me wanting a sample. We would love one of these for our office. Well, they shouldn't keep this in their office. They should go out and show these products to somebody. Don't get samples and let them gather dust on shelves in your office. And let's make price a non-issue. One of the ways that I do that is I just ask people what's a fair price to pay. I hate it, especially when somebody says, well, can you sharpen your pencil on that? Well, I'll just turn around and say, well, how sharp do you want it to be? Usually they don't know what to say back, and I can arrive at a compromise that makes both of us happy. Now, let's talk about all products not being the same. Don't be fooled when somebody says, oh, I can get that product same as it is at a cheaper price. Well, that's probably not right. I've got 3 bottles of water up on the screen right now. One of these is made from spring water that comes from Mount Ida, Arkansas. Actually, spring water that comes out of the ground. It's filtered, it's bottled right at the source. The other 2 are from a water supplier that buys sewer water. Yes, water that's been reconstituted from city water sources. And that's nothing but sewer water. So when somebody says, hey, I can get that water cheaper, are they getting the same water that you're selling them? And this just doesn't hold a water. It also is with power banks, pens, all kinds of products. So when everybody says they're cheaper, make sure they're talking about the same product. Now, you've got to always think out of the box. Coffee wraps are a dime a dozen these days. I'm showing you one on the left, which is just a regular coffee wrap. But how about selling these to wedding planners with photographs of a bride and groom? Great little gift for wedding rehearsal dinners, wedding parties, etc. Take products and think out of the box. I bet you haven't thought about selling a coffee wrap for wedding rehearsals. Now, selling one at a time is a great way to get started and sell your first order. Mats are a great one-off item. I guarantee you, everywhere you'll go, you'll see Dole doormats in restaurants, hospitals, apartment complexes. Go in there and talk to them about a mat. You'll probably be the first time that's ever anybody's ever come in their office wanting to talk to them about a doormat. So one at a time is a great way to sell. Focus on hot markets. Tech is a market I'd be all over right now. Here's a product right here that it's called a socket pocket. It holds a phone up off the floor and charges it, makes the phone into an alarm clock, and also keeps it sanitary. So focus on hot markets. For this instance, that would be technology. Now, here's how to contact me. I am a distributor, but I also own a sales training website, sellpromoproducts.com. I'm not pitching that, but if you ever have a question about anything, there is my phone number and my email address, and I'm happy to help you whenever I can. Thanks so much for listening.